Hey everybody, welcome back to Buddy Spirits and Cigars. Today we are going to get into Yellowstone Toasted. This is a distillery only bottle. So if you guys haven't figured out by now or heard by now, Buddy Spirits and Cigars got to go to Yellowstone and do a collaboration barrel pick with Barrels and Brews. We're super excited to be able to get Yellowstone store pick. It was our first time to get to do this, so the whole event was just phenomenal. I mean, we really had an amazing time. While we were there, met some awesome people, met Stephen Beam himself and Stephen Fonte, and we're trying to schedule and plan with them. They're going to be on the show sometime in June. And I am too.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
The Yellowstone store pick barrels should be in mid-May sometime.
I'm gonna fangirl so hard.
Yeah. So you will get to see those bottles and taste those. We're gonna try to do some kind of tasting event or something as well. Hopefully everything pans out. But if nothing else, mid-May, the barrels will be here, and we'll have our store pick setting at Barrels and Brews. We collaborated with them, had a great time. Man, it was just phenomenal. And so while we were there, we got to taste several different offerings that Yellowstone has, and this one right here is a distillery-only exclusive. It's the Yellowstone Toasted Barrel, and it's really good stuff. 100 proof, really enjoyed it. And so I got a bottle of it. Of course, I had Mr. Beam sign it and everything. So I brought it back and I was like, hey, we got to do this on the show.
We should get like his Chow's paw prints on it.
Yeah. So he's got a couple of Chows that travel around with him. Beautiful dogs. And they are not mean or territorial at all. Super nice dogs. Really loving, and just couldn't wait to come check you out, and just, real nice. Not most experiences I've ever seen with a Chow, they're not that way. They're usually,
Bite your face off.
Yeah, they want to tear your arm off or something. So
I'm excited for this one.
not a bad pop there.
I either really like toasted barrels or I really don't like them. So I'm excited to try this.
Yeah, this one's really good. When we had it at the distillery, we enjoyed it. I don't remember what barrel they gave us that was there when we tried it. This particular bottle is from barrel number 5 out of 30. So
we're gonna just exclude availability from this one because you haven't, and no one else does. So right?
It's one of those deals where, I mean, it's a distillery only, and so when we went, the general manager Nate, he's been on the show several times for Barrels and Brews. He had some buddies that went like a week and a half later, and they were completely out, didn't even have any. So it's one of those deals, I guess you gotta be right time, right place kind of deal to even get this. So it was pretty cool that they had some, and so
the whole experience was cool. The fact that the man himself was there, signed bottles.
Yeah.
Got to taste them.
Yeah, super nice people.
You got to taste the man or the bottles?
I mean,
the juice in the bottle.
You'll have to wait for that episode to find out.
Yeah. But we plan on in the future having the store owner for Barrels and Brews, his name is Clint, and then having Nate and P-Dub and myself all really sit down and really talk about the whole experience of the whole trip and everything that happened, and just kind of describe some of that stuff, have plenty of photos to show you guys, and it was just an amazing experience. It really was. We had a great time, and let's get into this whiskey. Kind of a floral nose.
Man, that's a good looking Glencairn.
Oh, the old Buddy Spirits Cigars Glencairn, yeah. A little bit of sweetness as well.
I'm getting some oak.
Getting some fruity with like a toffee in there or something.
Nice legs. Nice legs.
Thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
Really hits the back of the palate. Get that ethanol, but you also get that wood flavor. Get some of those floral notes, maybe a little bit of fruit. Only 100 proof, but it's got quite a bit of flavor, in my opinion. It's not insanely complex, but it's got a good flavor.
It's one of those ones where it's like real woody, and you always be like, how does something taste like wood? Or how do you know what wood tastes like? Like, this is how I imagine it.
Yeah, it's the oak profile is pretty stout on it. The color is really, really beautiful.
The color is beautiful. Like, if you had to like say like what's a good bourbon look like color wise, like this is, look at that.
I know.
That's gorgeous.
Nice and dark. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna start as
You have
always.
not said anything you taste, think.
Well, I'm gonna give my review.
All right, go ahead.
Like I said, the nose is very good. Like some floral fruitiness going on with a little bit like the toffee. I get more oak on the palate than I do on the nose, though.
Agreed.
And then that, for me, that florally note and fruit kind of hits you up front, and that oak finishes on the flavor. It's I wish it hung around a little bit longer. It kind of disappears for me once that oak hits my tongue. It kind of sits there for a second and then just kind of goes. You know, kind of almost. You just want to take another sip because you just want a little bit more. You know what I mean? But it's pretty solid.
Does it concentrate more towards the back of your palate, or
towards the end? Yeah, but not right at first. Right at front, it's like it feels like it hits the tip of my tongue, and that's where I get all that fruit and florally ish stuff from. But it finishes back there. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. I'm not Fred Minnick, but I like it. It's pretty solid. Like you said, 100 proof. It drinks like it's 90 almost. It's like just, I hate to say smooth, but it drinks really easy. I'm gonna give it a good 3.25. I could see myself drinking this on the daily. Obviously, we can't because there's only like 30 barrels ever. But
yeah, definitely so. For me, I mean, I switched this all around the palate, and the biggest concentration for me is at the back of the palate. Almost resembling a rye in that sense. It's really good, really oaky. It's not like insanely oaky like some of those really peaty scotches or something, but
or some of those toasted barrels and stuff like that, like are just over oaked.
Yeah,
this one's not.
Yeah, it's got a good concentration of the toast versus the flavor profile of a typical bourbon. But it's good. It's pretty smooth. It drinks great to me. I could daily drink it as well if it was available. So we don't lose points on availability. I did forget to say price point. I think this was like $70.
Yeah.
$70 for an exclusive distillery only bottle. $70 is pretty solid.
Buy that all day. Yeah,
pretty solid. So if you ever get a chance to go visit Yellowstone Distillery in Limestone Branch, Kentucky, it's not huge, but it's an awesome experience. And if you get to meet Mr. Fonte, which you guys will get to meet him at least on the channel, and then they're going to be on the show as well. So when they come down, we don't have a date in June just yet. They're working out the schedule to make sure there's no conflicts. He's going to come down, and you guys you've never met a guy like this. I mean, he is a big ambassador of the Beam family. He knows a ton of history about the Beam family, and he's actually from Oklahoma. So, really nice guy, just really down to earth, and you will definitely be entertained. He's a really cool dude. But as far as that goes, I'll give my rating on this, and I may be a little biased because I got to experienced a lot of things with them, but I'm going to say 3.5. I think it's a great pour. Price point is on point for a distillery exclusive bottle, and I enjoy it.
Man, I like that. The 3.5 is probably where I'm at. The nose, I get a lot of floral, real woody taste. It stays more on the front of the palate though for me than the back. No, it's a good pour. The experience was good too, so I'm trying not to throw that bias in there as well.
It's hard not to.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
If I was, it'd be like a 5, like a 4.5, like that experience.
It's like one of the bottles we're doing later. I'm going to be so biased, and I'll tell everybody.
Yeah, for sure. 3.5 is where I'm at. It's a good pour. Solid.
Yeah. Well, that's our rating on the Yellowstone toasted barrel. I don't
regret
know.
Not purchasing one.
Huh?
I purchased a couple of the other bottles. I didn't get this one.
Yeah. Well, we got to taste it in the tasting room, and man, I was like, I've got to have one of those come home with me. I mean, it's just too good to not.
And the fact that it's signed by a Beam is like so badass.
Yeah, I mean, he's 7th generation.
How freaking cool!
From the Beam family, and this thing just it's solid all the way around, solid. So, anyways, once they're gone, that's it, and I'm insanely happy to have that. I'm pretty stoked to be able to do that. So,
and that's one of the bottles. Like when people come in, like, hey, what's one of the coolest things you have?
Yeah.
Like you pull this out and be like, this is signed by a Beam.
That's
Yeah.
Like how freaking cool is that?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what other bigger names? Like I know there's some around that are like that same, like the Russells and stuff like that, from Wild Turkey and everything. But I mean the Beams, goodness, that is so cool.
But the thing is if you think about one of the names, what's the last name that you've heard of? Like everybody in the world, pretty much.
Yeah,
heard of.
I agree. Jim Beam, yeah.
The Beam family.
Beam, yeah.
You had Minor Case Beam that got this whole gig started, and just it rolls down through the generations of the Beam family. And, to actually meet one of those, he's 7th generation Beam, super nice guy. And he does a good job on his whiskey. So,
the fact that he comes into this distillery and he's just insanely humble, meets everybody, signs bottles if you want them, takes pictures.
yeah, we've got pictures with him as well. And the chows are in the picture, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
I think there's a cat there too.
So we'll have a couple of those pictures in this episode, and you can kind of view those. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. If you think about it, the one name that if people hear whiskey that they can actually say, it would be Beam or Jack Daniels or something like that. I mean, when you hit a status that's up that high, and they're like, name a family, Beam family. I mean, they're huge.
This is one of those bottles, like when I usually finish mine, unless it's something like super cool, I usually throw them away, right? This is one of those bottles, like after you finish it, the fact that it's signed by that dude, like I'm keeping it displayed. Like it's not even going in my, like it's staying up here. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for me.
Yep. I'm with you. And that's the way I felt about it. And so that's what I plan to do as well. So don't forget, we have the Axe and the Oak tasting event April 26th on a Wednesday. Do not forget to get your tickets. Time's running out, and it's going to be an amazing time. We've had Casey on the show. He's going to be there. He's going to be speaking. We will be there enjoying this event with you. Prices might be a little high, but let's think about this. We're doing a 6-course, so you'll have 6 different pours of their offerings. Some of them is not in Arkansas yet.
Exclusive stuff.
Not disappointing.
Some exclusive stuff. And so you're going to get to have that. You'll also have a chance to win some prizes. We're going to throw a fan pack together for Buddy Spirits and Cigars. So we'll have something like that there for you guys to win in a drawing or something. And it's just going to be a good time. So you'll have some food that will pair with that particular pour, and the dessert pour that you're going to have is it's phenomenal. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's not available in Arkansas. It's exclusive. You're going to really enjoy it.
And we're saying like bourbon tasting, guys. This isn't just for dudes. Bring your better half.
Yeah.
I'm bringing mine. You're bringing yours, right? I mean,
if
this is
you can
gonna
make it. I'm going to.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that even if you don't love bourbon, you can enjoy, and you get to try a bunch of different, let's say spirits, because I don't even think everything's all bourbon. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
But
it's not all bourbon.
but it's a great way for people who don't, maybe know a whole lot or want to get into it. Come try some really cool stuff. Get to pair it with some food. Get to be around some like-minded people.
And the owners of Axe and Oak is going to be there. Like I said, Casey and Jason. I think Jason's going to be there as well. They're the ones that own this. They're coming into our community, so we definitely want to welcome them with open arms. We've already made really good friends with those guys, and they're humble as well. They're in 7 different states and have licenses to be in several more. So once this gig gets up and kicking in Fort Smith, they're going to be distillery tours out there. We're going to be part of Axe and the Oak out there and having a great time and enjoying time with you guys. So we definitely want to show our support for them. You also get to eat and you get to have bourbon and hang out with friends. So I don't see a negative side to that. So, and it's under $100 per ticket. So that's pretty good, especially for a 6-course bourbon tasting dinner. I mean, that's pretty solid. So anyway, we thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. All we have time for. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.